continues to be a global standard in intelligent building control. So today's event is all about helping you stay ahead with insights, tools, and practical applications that will empower you to design, deploy, and also to manage KNX projects even more efficiently. We have lined up a solid program for you thanks to Mr. Hui and the team, from key highlights of ETS 6.3 to practical implementation examples and even best practices in data management for your KNX projects. So you'll also be hearing directly from some of our very experienced speakers, like including ETS ambassadors, Mr. Hui from Vietnam. And then we have the national group representatives like Mr. Siu, as well as sessions led by our sponsor speakers, Mr. Jürgen Schilder and also Mr. Vincent Tang. So whether you're a system integrator or you're just about to begin your journey in building automation, there's something in here for everyone today. So feel free to communicate more efficiently. And now, without further ado, let's officially begin today's session by inviting our national group representative, Mr. Siu, to share a few words and to formally welcome all of you. So, Mr. Siu, over to you.
Thank you very much, Q. And a great welcome to everyone from all over. Yeah, my name is Siu. I'm actually representing KNX National Group Southeast Asia. And today we would like to join together for this month ETS 6.3 Roadshow to share more about the progress of ETS 6.3. And if you have any questions, please put it in the chat box, and we'll be very happy to share with you or answer to all your questions. Thank you again and welcome everyone. I'll pass it back to the MC because today actually I'm controlling the Zoom meeting, so I don't have to do anything much. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Siu. So now let's dive right into the future of smart automation. Up next, we will have our ETS ambassador, Mr. Hui, who will take us through the exciting updates and key benefits of ETS 6.3. So that includes like why now is the time to upgrade, and then he'll also walk us through the highlights of new features, bug fixes, and also improvements. Before we begin, just a quick note on the participation. So after each session, there'll be a dedicated Q&A segment. So feel free to jot down your thoughts or questions as we go along in the chat box, like what Mr. Siu said earlier. And we will try the speakers will try their level best to answer all or not all within the permitted time frame. So they will try their level best to attend to everyone's question. If in the event that your questions are not being attended, don't worry. Drop us an email. We will definitely be able to communicate with you later on after the event. So don't be shy. We love this to be an interactive and engaging experience. And yes, let's welcome Mr. Hui.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Yao Q. So I'd like to introduce something about myself. My name is Hui. I'm from KNX Training Center, Vietnam. So welcome everyone to the ETS Roadshow, ETS6 Roadshow event organized by KNX Association and KNX National Group Southeast Asia. I hope that everyone already know KNX and of course know ETS software already. And so you know, KNX now using in more than 190 countries over the world, and you can use KNX to control all kind of application in house, in building also. And we all know we use the ETS software to program, to configure, to plan and manage KNX project. So we know that the newest version of ETS now is 6.3.1. Yeah. So I'm happy today I have a chance to introduce with you the new thing in ETS 6.3. The new changing is very important in ETS 6.3. So I hope that this useful information will help you in using ETS software to implement your KNX project in now and in the future. So now let's start together. So this is our content session today. The first we will talk about the benefit from lattice system extensions. Then later we will talk about the changes in ETS6.3, and we can talk about the cyber security with the port 3671, and we will have some takeaway at last. Okay. Now we talk about the new segment coupler in ETS6.3. In recent years, I'm sure you have heard about a thing we call segment coupler. A segment coupler. So it's from topology 256. So we have this segment coupler will help to increase the how to say the flexibility of the system, the KNX system. As extension and topologies are now more tolerant, the segment coupler can be placed anywhere along a line and causing less effort for integration. So let's see this example up here. Up here, this is this up here. So let's see how we can add a segment coupler into the KNX installation. Here we have a TP line with the line coupler here, and this is the IP KNX IP router. So we have this is a TP line, and this is an extension line with a KNX secure device go through. This is a segment coupler. And up here, you can see this is media coupler, and this is also the segment coupler to connect the RF segment to the TP line. Yeah, you see. And this is an extension from the KNX. So the benefit of using this segment coupler is they have a filter table. And because of the filter table, we can really control the information go through the filter table and go through the segment coupler. So this helps us to reduce effort and control bus load better. So if you remember in topology 60, we have a line repeater, but all the line repeater don't have a filter table. But now in topology 256, all the segment coupler have filter table inside. Yes, new security process. If you have heard about the security process, so security process is a functionality built into the other device, but in this case, it's built into the segment coupler. So we can see here this is a segment coupler, and here's a normal standard KNX device. So after segment couplers, in this segment coupler built-in security process inside already. So after we have a KNX secure device. So all these secure device is communicating with encrypted communication go through the segment coupler, including security process inside. So we can connect the existing KNX installation with the KNX secure device. Go through the segment coupler and including security process inside. So all the telegrams can be encrypted and decrypted to help the normal KNX device can work with the KNX secure device. So I can say that the benefit of this that I can use the existing KNX installation combined with the extension KNX with the security process. The security process, and I cannot replace anything. So although the primary role of the segment coupler is related to the architecture and performance of the KNX network, so it also contributes to ensuring security, especially when combined with the KNX security standard, including support for KNX data secure, or control of secure traffic, or limiting attack scope. So new RF multi-device. So now we are talking about the KNX RF multi-device. RF is this wireless system using radio frequency in KNX. So the new RF generation we call KNX RF multi. So you can see here's here is the RF segment. We using is here we call as a media coupler. This is also a segment coupler and a security proxy also. This is all three into one device. So we can you can open an RF line from the TP line, so the existing TP line, to connect to the RF multi-device. So the RF multi-device, depending on existing traffic and depending on the situation on site, these devices switch autonomously to different channels. That allows this device to ensure reliable communication while also having one channel available for slow no energy communication. So this is enable highly battery efficiency, and so new device type increase network stability and like energy efficiency. And how does it work? You can see in the segment coupler. The first thing is these devices have packed a lot of features in one. For example, this is a media coupler and also a security proxy and also a segment coupler. So a lot of feature inside. And KNX devices with this new extension have become how to say smarter and have become a lot more feature packed, and all of that is still configured by ETS software. And the segment coupler, they have a filter table, and only the relevant information goes across. So we can combine all media types. We can combine all media types, TP, RF, and even IoT up here in one installation. So you can see with investment security and as an existing installation can remain, and via segment couplers easily be extended with the new secure devices interacting with the existing installation through a security proxy function that built into the segment couplers, and more flexibility as extension and topologies are now more tolerant. Segment couplers can be placed anywhere along a line, causing less effort for integration. It's very good. KNX IoT, I'm sure you will have heard this recently, KNX IoT. So it's very new. KNX IoT now is an important milestone in the development of the KNX standard, demonstrating the KNX Association's efforts to connect the world of traditional building automation, I mean KNX automation, with the modern Internet of Things, IoT. So basically, KNX IoT is split into KNX IoT Point API and KNX IoT third-party API. So what is this? The third-party API is making your installation available to servers and gateways available outside with your classic KNX installation. And at the same time, the Point API is communication between KNX devices like sensors, like actuators. So the first certified Point API devices are available now, and more come and more to come soon, as manufacturers now have experienced the possibilities with fully compatible with the all KNX and all commission within the one ETS project. And with KNX IoT Point API, the communication between sensors and actuators can be used with the native IPv6 communication. You can compare that to the KNX Nest IP that you might know already based on IPv4. And now with KNX IoT, we are switching over to IPv6 that enables a lot of more future abilities. So it also allows ETS to connect to speak IPv6 with these devices. And KNX IoT specification can be thread, can be Wi-Fi, can be Ethernet, or can be even single pair of Ethernet. And KNX IoT is secure, of course, and it has an end-to-end encryption. So for the user in ETS, it's not much changing. You know, in order for an existing KNX device or KNX system to be able to interact with the KNX IoT Point API, and a gateway or a new generation KNX device with this capability directly integrated is required. So this gateway will act as a converter of commands and data from KNX protocol into the format and protocol of the KNX IoT Point API and vice versa. Yeah, so how does KNX IoT work in KNX? So please see an example above here. So we have an existing KNX installation here. Connect with the IP router. Connect the IP router and connect to the switch. So I am connected to the KNX IoT devices here, including a thread border router we call TBR. Yeah, TBR. And here I have also thread devices, and these devices are communicating via two routers. It's the KNX IoT router and KNX IP router. So the thread device can connect to the existing installation, go through two routers here. So with KNX IoT Point API, here shown is thread devices as using the thread border router here. The thread router here, and is built into the KNX IoT router here. So KNX IoT router is communicating over IPv6 on the IoT side, and translating to IPv4 for connection to the KNX IP router for full interoperability. Yeah, and so you know the threads creates a self-healing mesh network, but KNX IoT Point API is not necessarily only thread. It can be, as I told you before, it can be Ethernet, it can be Wi-Fi, and it can be single pair Ethernet too. Yeah. What is next? Now we talk about the changes in ETS 6.3. Yeah, you can see now the newest trend is a KNX ID. KNX ID. The newest trend you can see is a new way of signing, new way of signing into ETS. It's a centralized new way for much better user experience. When you sign in, it will open your browser to ask you sign in. Yeah, I'm sure now every people knows this already. And now you can make it much more secure because we have a two-factor authentication built inside. Okay, what is next? Wonderbar. You see something new? Now Wonderbar at the top of ETS, and in there the KNX made a more prominent a button for closing the project. You see here, the button you see here. This is a closing button. So why is that relevant? It seems mundane, but really how you close a project is relevant. And because if you use this button here to close a project, it will be open again the next time the same way you had it closed. So now you can close project via close project button, not via closing tab and panels like it before in the earlier version. You see, this button. The changes in ETS6.3. And here we have ETS6.3 has now new browser like navigation. Navigation. You can see here like you use X or Google Chrome. Yeah. This browser like navigation which help you jump back and forth inside your project with ease. You find what you are looking for or get back where you were is very useful. So groups now have tabs. You see, group now have tabs for bus interface that they are associated with. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you see bus interface here with the association group here. It's a new continue the dashboard. What is the change in the dashboard? Now on the dashboard of ETS6.3, so KNX introduce a project counter. You can see here project counter. They make clear that what you see on the dashboard might not be everything, as ETS dashboard can only show so many projects and is in a chronological order. So the counter indicates that there may be more projects, and the drill down view is worth checking out. So you can see there's to this number, and you know how many projects do you have in the local projects. You also see the synchronization status project here as a green one and the red one. This is here as a red. It's a ribbon if you are collaborating with your ETS with the other users through share archive. So this function is help you in when you have collaboration with your teams, with your colleagues to work together in one project. So you create a project in a local project. When you finish your project, you back up in the archive in the cloud. So share it to your colleagues to work together. So your colleagues can open that project in archive and put it into local and finish and back up again to the archive. So you can see this symbol that means your project when after you change something or you revise something and you update already. And this the red, it is the red symbol that means still not updated, still waiting. And also you can see the log status here, the log status. on each project, and in ETS gives you the recommendation for how to pack up your projects and how to synchronize with your colleagues. Yeah, just mentioning this is only for the collaboration mode, and you need to go to ETS settings, and in the data storage sections, you have here a checkbox. For collaboration mode while you are there. So the synchronization and lock icons are visible when in collaboration mode, indicating the need or the recommendation for backup to the archive at any conflict state in the red color. Yeah, you see, it's a very good, very useful function new in ETS6 Roadshow in collaboration mode. Anything else? Archive setting, as I told you, is the linked folders. Link as a great way of integrating cloud storage services like OneDrive or Dropbox, and of course you can use Google Drive, but the mapping is the same letter. Is the same letter, for example, C or X. It depends. So into your ETS archive, and with that you can share your archive or specific folders of your archive with your colleagues, with your team, and with your customers also. So if you use the Project Password Manager app, it saves the user from having to enter project password repeatedly. Being signed in with two-factor authentications. I tip is a requirement. It also help the forgotten project password or broken computers. So later, Mr. Vincent from the KNX National Group Southeast Asia will make it more detailed with the ETS Password Manager app. So you will have more information later. Now, ETS6.3 also introduce quicker licensing. So when you first log into ETS, then ETS show you see here. So ETS show you all your licenses in your MyKNX account. So you can select the license and activate it, but keep control. You can also select all of your license or specific one that you need, and this really allows to allow very quickly setting up of your workplace with ETS projects. But remember, not only activate ETS license, you can also activate ETS app license by multi-select here. So you can keep control and you can choose multiple license if you want here. And yeah, as I told you, ETS Project Password Manager. The next session, Mr. Vincent will tell you more about the ETS Project Password Manager. So you've seen a lot of projects nowadays have passwords to increase the security for your projects. So KNX introduced the Project Password app. Yeah, is that it remember passwords for you? It's full. Okay, so later my colleague Vincent will introduce more detail about this app in his session. Now, this is something changed in ETS6.3. 6.3 now update the view of group. You see here, the view of groups with a column for the group name and if available function and room informations. as well as column for all link group and sending in to other. This is for groups. And it is better view to describe the information, something related to your room information, something related to your function, not only linked group address. Now you can describe more detail. It is better when you work with the function. And we have KNX diagnostic, RF diagnostic. So ETS has the diagnostic features. We have bus monitors in ETS built-in, and of course, the bus monitors work for TP, that means twisted pair communication, for IoT communication, and also for RF communication together. KNX RF diagnostic built into ETS6, and a warning is shown as potentially not all traffic can be shown, especially for KNX RF multi. So KNX RF, especially RF multi, is using radio frequency. So in this case, of RF multi, when in the in the monitors using RF interface, normally KNX RF USB stick, not all traffic might be recorded, as the USB stick might be on a different frequency and then the devices communicating and using the multiple USB sticks in the multiple monitors can help here. Now we have a shortcut to the dashboard. Yeah, if you want to go back to the shortcut, the top left button will lead you to ETS dashboard and show license status and the version of ETS. You use ETS Lite, you use ETS Home, you use ETS Professional is shown here, and it shows your newest version here. Yeah, newest version here. So it's useful information for you. So because of this shortcut to the dashboard, now you have the plus icon here. You have plus icon to open more panels. Now you can open more panels in the same project. So it is useful if you work ETS with the 2 monitors or 3 monitors with your PC. It's very nice because you can open the separate panels in the tab in this screen or in this screen. It's separate. It helps you much better when you drag and drop group address and everything with the in ETS. Much better. So for me, it's using the ETS with well, more than one screen is much better than in only one screen. It's very useful. Anything else? Now you know, last time if you want to download ETS app, you need to open your My KNX ID. So now ETS offers you to download and update ETS app directly within ETS as soon as you have them licensed. So if you log into ETS and you use the quick licensing feature to select your licenses, ETS will the next step allow you to download the apps, so you can start immediately with your project. So just log into your KNX. You choose your license for ETS. You choose your license for ETS app. Yeah, so when you go through the ETS after login, so you can directly download ETS app from in ETS. So you don't need to open your My KNX ID anymore. So now we talk about the changes in ETS industry, simplicity. Something changed here. Now you see the group addresses. Last time we have three level. We have a 2 level, and we have a 3 level of group addresses. But now in ETS6.3, KNX remove 3 level groups for the new projects. So that if you create new projects, you can use 2-level group address, or you can use 3-level group address structures. No more 3-level. But the existing projects with the 3-level group address structure continue to work. Okay. Because KNX, they see that's not so. Most projects are using 3-level groups, 3-level group addresses, and two-level group addresses, and not so many people using 3-level group addresses. Yeah. And another note of simplicity is and especially linked to KNX queue. It is relevant group addresses, or that traffic only goes where it needs to go. So for that purpose, or KNX devices for that purpose have filter tables. There have been in the past like this checkbox. You can see passed through like coupler. Is a checkbox here to have the address to go through like coupler, goes through the filter table. The filter table, because in the coupler we have a filter table. So with the coupler, the telegram can be root, can be blocked, or can be filtered. So can be filtered. But some address we need to pass through like coupler. So we have a checkbox here, the pass through like coupler, the checkbox. Yeah. There have been crowd bars built into ETS to force the ETS or force a filter table into a specific direction. But now in ETS 6.3 no longer offers manual filter table editing, and no longer pass through like coupler checkbox on a group address anymore. So they will use the bus interface association, or use the dummy devices is recommended instead. So if the manual filter table edit had already been made to a project, or pass-through like couplers had already been checked before importing or before updating to ETS 6.3, so those functionalities still remain. Don't worry about this. But in the new ETS version, we don't have this checkbox anymore. So we use bus interface association and use a dummy device. Yeah, it's quite new. This is something new. When you create a new project in ETS 6.3, ETS will help you to create default topology with an IP backbone, with an IP area, and a TP line. As it's just if you check to the box, the create default topology here. Yep. Okay, it can create the default topology for you. So the benefits are the professionals will customize anyhow, because no default topology could fulfill their needs. But at least the beginners get in default what they will need and what they can work with directly. So not that is KNX use this is the IP area by default, not TP area. It's a help you in the case you use IP interface or an IP router. If you because if this is a TP area by default, So if you use IP interface or IP router, so you need to change the backbone. So it can be more complicated for the beginners, not for professional. Yep. Anything else? Limitations of unregistered KNX device. I don't know. Have you ever tried and meet this unregistered KNX unregistered device before? But there are devices that do not have product database file, right? So you only can import the demo project, then you copy device into your project, right? So these devices are unregistered. So that is why they causing the incompatibilities and the frustrating users. Because they find eventually they make stumble over these unregistered products, and they cause support issues because the KNX cannot help in this situation. So all the unregistered devices should and would become registered, but what we see in the market is not always happening. Maybe unregistered devices are used for research and in development. So KNX Association introduced a KNX tester license to make use of these unregistered devices. So that's why ETS6.3 now shows the warnings for unregistered products inside ETS projects and limits the user from copying and importing. The user may be invited as a device tester by the manufacturer to be able to use unregistered products. This is new in ETS6.3. And now, serial numbers and certificates. Yeah, okay. We all know that when we complete the KNX project, and we need to download the application program into the devices. For the first download, we need to push the programming button, right? Yeah. So now we can use serial number to download, and no need to push the programming button anymore. So the KNX device actually has serial numbers. So now ETS6.3 is now shows the serial numbers as a column. This is a column, serial numbers as column, and can be scanned, can be entered directly into the columns, or can enter via sidebar. You can see here the sidebar. It have a serial number edit, so you can enter the KNX product serial number here. So KNX secure device, they also have serial number and also have device certificate. So, but for secure device, the serial number and device certificate can be entered via webcam with the QR code reader or keyboard either, or the same. So on the device, on the sidebar, you can enabling download via serial number, or in the project security setting, or enable bug scanning, all the same. So the benefits are you can download via serial numbers, you can track download progress, you can use in-place edit with keyboard, you get barcode scanner or with the camera. So more useful for you with the serial number and certificate, especially with the KNX secure device, the new device. Yeah, we discussed this before, bus interface associations. Now no more manual edit filter table. There's now no more checkbox pass-through like coupler. So in ETS6.3, the groups can be associated with tunneling addresses or on IP interface or in IP router. You see, this is an association. We have a 5 group addresses associated with visualization tunneling addresses. Yeah. So by that, ETS6 knows to set filter tables or all couplers so that the associated groups get to tunnel. The associations do not difference between bit length, so it doesn't matter the DPT, the data. But we tell ETS these 5 group addresses need to be able to reach this address, so ETS take care of all the rest, and it manages the filter table. This is different from the use of the dummy devices, where the bit length needs to fit the group address, a little bit different. Yeah. Anything else? Group sidebar. Group sidebar. Okay, you can see here in the sidebar now. You can see group here. As you can see, group address here. Now ETS6.3 introduced a group sidebar. Yes, actually, they introduced this in earlier version, but it is improved in ETS6.3. Now multiple group objects you can by keep control keyboard you can choose multiple group objects, and these group objects can be drag and drop onto groups in the sidebar. So the sidebar views for functions for groups, and new in ETS6.3 region use group addresses, and that is a bit more close to what users will do. What we also added is most recent. I think it is useful on smaller screen, because sometimes we use a laptop, not PC, to program ETS. So your laptop screen is smaller. So what appear in the sidebar will help you a lot. So the letter is an automatic list maintained by ETS, showing always the last link of created group at the top. Yeah. What else? What else? Okay, so this is the latest extension. The latest extension. So it definitely improves the time of for the commissioning and testing. So in ETS6.3, we have faster commissioning. You see this is here. The group is faster commissioning, because you can now right click on a number of group addresses, and you can write the value for all of them as long as they have the same type. So with that, you could, for example, turn on all the lighting channels or the lighting actuator in your group, in your project at once, and test very quickly here. Now you can switch between webcams here. Switch between webcams. So let's say if you have a meeting like this using one camera, but you can switch to another one with the button. Anything else? There is a search folder. You can see search folder here. Search folder with the download required. There is the search folders for download recommendation. As in example, download required, you can see on the screen. The search folder may show more devices than anticipated. You can see here, we have 41 devices to be downloaded, because not always the case that only one device that we change need to be downloaded. With KNX queue, maybe other devices are affected, and so it's worth to checking out the search folder for anything that needs to be changed. So KNX Association has a list of known issues. as a list of known issues for ETS6 Roadshow. So you can check in the website and you can request support. You can have more questions if you find something new. If you can find something you do not understand, you need help from KNX Association. So you can submit a request in the support KNX website. Yeah, I'm sure you know already. Okay, now we talk about cyber security, the port 3671. Okay, so we need to talk a little bit about cyber security with port 3671. We see in the past it happened a lot of times that that users open port 3671 in their networking equipment and created a port forwarding. So we also see, unfortunately, that thousands of networks, thousands of private networks have this port open. So why would they do that? Well, it offer a free remote access to KNX installation, but free is not always good, right? KNX see in the analysis that a lot of these ports open would even support KNX secure because there's an IP interface or an IP router behind, and that is secure capable at least of KNX IP secure. So we have clear recommendations. Close these ports. You don't leave your house door open. Okay, so use secure remote gateways from KNX manufacturers. Activate your KNX secure with data secure or IP secure. Set up VPNs, and you can even enable your BCU keys. What KNX offers is a free tool. See, this tool is a QR code to check your installation. So follow this QR code, follow this link even here to check your own installation. All this tool does is open your request, open your confirmation. It sends a description request to your current IP address. If everything is well, your router will simply ignore this. And the tool will tell you I could not find anything, and everything is good. So in the worst case, the tool finds a port open and it gets a description request from your IP interface. Then you get a warning. So nothing will be broken, but at least you have clarity, you have knowledge that your port is open and you need to act. Okay. So we have also a free online training. The KNX have free online training on KNX Secure. You can follow that link. Yeah, this is a training. Yeah, free online training about the KNX Secure. So you can learn some knowledge there. So we are going to the end. So let's see what we can take away. So now we are going to the end, so what you can take away from these sessions. Please remember here on the screen, you use ETS6 as it is the latest version and shows security vulnerabilities. You can download via serial number. Okay, so with the password manager app, you can have ETS remember your password. You can restore access to projects by changing the project password. Even when it was forgotten, it helps you. You don't need to remember your password project anymore. Yeah. And other things, say we have parallel downloads on the IP backbone for faster commissioning. We have link folders and collaboration mode. I like it the best for easier project management. Yeah. So remember the first thing, you have KNX secure support. including security proxy and segment coupler. Yeah, this is all the highlights of ETS6.3 I present today, and I hope that all this useful information will help you someday and help you to understand more clearer for the ETS6.3, and will help you more flexible and everything in ETS. So if you have any question, you can ask now. We can reply you, or maybe because of a limited time, so maybe some question we will answer you later via email. So not only this event, later, because we are KNX National Group Southeast Asia, so we can contact us to get support about the technical, get support about ETS and anything related about KNX. So thank you for your attention. I hope everyone here will be help good in KNX, and I hope that we can continue to meet you in the future and help you more. Thank you so much. Thank you. So LQ. Okay, so we are going to the just
Oops.
There is one question that they asked whether the presentation can be shared to them. Mr. Hui?
hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Can the presentation slide shared to the participants?
Can. Okay.
And also the video we already recorded, that we will also email the recorded presentation.
Yes. So let's see. I have sent. Well, I am finding the way to I got fired. Okay.
Yeah, using your.
Okay, everyone. I have shared my presentation on the chat box, so people you can download my presentation there. So if you have any questions, you can put the question into the chat box. So LQ, please help to collect the question. Anything new, we can answer immediately.
Yeah, sorry,
We have a
Mr.
limited
Hui.
time. Yeah, you have limited time, so you can arrange to answer audience later. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was having some technical problem with my laptop. So no worries. I've collected the question earlier, and I think we will consolidate the questions. And later, before the event ends, if there are sufficient time, we'll get the speakers to answer the respective questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but meanwhile, of course, we would love to receive more of your questions, and feel free to drop whatever thoughts or questions that you have into the chat box. So now, without further ado, and by the way, thank you for the comprehensive session, Mr. Hui. That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so next one, I would like to invite Mr. Vincent Tang. from Green Controls to actually share more about KNX and the data project management. So, Mr. Vincent, are you around? Are you ready? Nice.
Thank you, LQ.
Right, over to you, Vincent.
I'm Vincent, and I'm represented KNX National Group Southeast Asia. And everyone can see my slide right now.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. So today I would like to talk about the ETS apps for the project password manager and also the project tracing. So let's start from the project password manager. So what is password manager apps in ETS? It is a new app introduced in ETS 6.3, and it also enhances both workflow efficiency and also security. And it stores the project access credentials securely within KNX, it making password management easy. Next, we will talk about the benefit. There are few benefits. So talk about the entering the password. User only required to enter their password once. And when exporting the project or archive, the password entry are not required. The third benefit is the time saving. So is switching between the project become more efficient with the long or complex password. And lastly is the security. The passwords are hashed and ensure not able to be retrieved or reversed due to the two-factor authentication from login to the KNX. So what is the FAQ for the password manager? Can I change the password? Can I change the project password? Yes. You log into the KNX and can change the existing password even if you forgotten the password. Can anyone see the password? No. The passwords are hashed for security purposes. And lastly, can I share the project with others without provide the password? No. The user need to provide the password for them when you share the project file. So let's go to the short demo. Everyone can see my ETS.
Yep.
All right, good. So when I click in this, it required to enter the password. So let us activate the license. There you go. And please do remember regarding the data storage, you need to mark this, which is store the project access right in KNX. And now we can proceed it without entering any password. So let us continue for the project tracing. So what is project tracing? It is automatically log all the change made in the project. It tracks the change in chronologically order and detailed history of modification. So here is a very important note. Without the license, it only able to see the last 10 traces. If you with the license, you can see the complete history of the changes for the project file. So what is the benefit? It monitor user able to monitor the project under the construction and automatically activated upon the project creation. If you have the license, you can see all the history, like what I mentioned just now, and trace the changes. If the project file shared with others, all the modifications made by them are traceable. It is very useful for the problem solving or the surveillance purpose. And there's another benefit which is called project compact integration. When you import the project file from the other user, sent back from other user, compare with your locally or local versus archive, you can see the different over here. It highlighted the changes over here. Later, I will demonstrate to you all. And if you have the license, you will see all the history visible for the comparison, like what I just now mentioned. And this one of the user case, the handover project to the customer tracing are not able to turn off by the customer. Means the user can trace back all the changes when get back to the project file. For example, when you pass the project file to your customer and your customer send back to the project file for example, like the troubleshooting, the tracing cannot be turned off, so you can easily see that what changes done by your customer. So it's easy for you to do troubleshooting. So what is the frequently asked question? Possible to turn off? No. All the project inherit the functionality of this app and it cannot be deactivated. Are the user able to view the history of the changes? Yes. The user with the license able to trace all the modification. If without the license, only can see 10 changes from the history. So let us go to the short demo. So everyone can see my ETS. There's a project tracing demo file here. So let us go to the detail. And you can see there's 9 entries over here, 9 changes, plus this one is total 10 changes. Because now I'm still haven't activated my license. So let us go to the license activation. So here you can see there's much history here, which is logging in. There's tons of the changes over here. So let me import the project, which is exactly the same project file, which is done changes from my colleague. So let's see what happened when I import. So it shows here, there's a import conflict for this project file and you can view the compare versions. So as I present earlier, so here is the changes for my colleague. It shows clearly over here. So that's from my part today for the ETS apps. Later I will go to see you guys again for the next section. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Vincent. So is there any question from the floor? Or are the people here sleeping already? Knock off, dozing off. Okay, okay, that's Cikgu Sharina. Is this feature can be traced without locking?
Let
Or
me
should I consolidate all the questions and then we'll be answering them before the session ends?
Yeah, can also because the time is limited.
Okay. Then, Cikgu Sharina, can we answer your question later before the event ends? Because we'll be moving forward, passing over the following session to Mr. Jürgen, another interesting one.
Yes, sure can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cikgu. Same goes to Nanda. Okay, so there are a few questions over here. So Vincent, you can take your time screen through, and then I will pass over to Mr. Jürgen first. All right?
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. So now that we have seen the features, let's bring it into real world context. We now welcome a representative from our sponsor member, Mr. Jürgen Schilder from ABB, to showcase how ETS6 can be used in actual applications, from lighting control to accessing systems. This practical session will also demonstrate how to configure and deploy the latest version of ETS6 in real environments. So, Mr. Jürgen, are you ready?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Loud and clear.
And can you see also my video, my screen?
Yes, Mr. Jürgen.
Okay, great.
All right, over to you. Enjoy.
Then I'm ready. So sound is good. Okay. So then let me a little bit. So I share now my screen. Just a second. Share my screen. Share. Okay. So, LQ, can you see my screen? Everything good?
Yes, everything is working well, Mr. Jürgen.
Okay, and here we go.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the presentation with the topic commissioning lighting control, shading control, and visualization using the ETS6. I'm very pleased to be able to introduce these applications and the ETS6 to you in the next 30 minutes. My name is Jürgen Schilder from the company ABB. I work there in the building automation, KNX application and engineering team as a global training manager for ABB IBUS KNX. My responsibilities includes training on ABB IBUS KNX products with the applications and solutions. Furthermore, I conduct certified courses on the behalf of the KNX Association. In addition to face-to-face training, I also give KNX virtual classroom training with remote programming, webinar, and online training. Today, I will show you an example how to parameterize lighting and blind control with a visualization using the ETS6. After an introduction to the requirements in a room, I show you the steps in the ETS6, then live the functions in operation. The focus is on a live demonstration, and I'm only showing you some slides at the beginning. Here I have the training boards. You can see everything here is prepared. Oh, just a second. So the training boards with LED, DALI gateway, LED drivers, RGB spots. With the camera, then you can follow the commissioning and operation in parallel. Here you can see the requirements for our example. In a ballroom of a hotel, the lighting in the entrance area and the sockets are to be switched on off and the curtains to be opened or closed. For this, we use the combi switch actuator, which can do both switching and blind control. The lighting is controlled via the DALI gateway and LED RGB W white spots. The DALI gateway supports color temperature control, so-called tunable white, and RGB color control. Visualization is done via the ABB Room Touch. The user can control all functions in the room and see everything displayed. To save some time, I have already created an ETS project and added the devices. Yeah, then we start with the required parameter settings. So, okay, good, ETS, yeah. Then let's start here with our hotel. So here in the ground floor, I have still created our different rooms. Here we have then the ballroom. And the ballroom, we have our room touch for the visualization, the DALI gateway, and the switch combi actuator. And for downloading, I use here the IP interface. So the first step is we start with our ABB room touch. So let's click here on the room touch. The device is parameterized via the so-called device configuration app. You see here in the parameter field parameters, no parameters are available. Then we click here on the DCA, device configuration app, And then after some seconds, this device configuration pops up. Yep. I move a little bit here to the right, close this one. Then we can see here more of our windows. So let me start here with the first one. I click here on the button.
I think Mr. Jorgen is also facing some slight technical problem. Okay, we shall give it a few minutes for him to come back. A moment, guys.
Sorry, there's some delay, technical error at ABB. Please give Mr. Jorgen a minute. Thank you.
Okay, then I think now is a good time to get coffee. Anyone is knocking off already? Are
By the
you
way,
excited?
by the way, please rename your name at the rename your name to the exact name, because I see some duplicate name, and then later on we will not know who won the lucky draw. Yeah, there'll be some very interesting lucky draw. Please rename your name, please. Thank you. Okay, ABB, Mr. Jorgen is coming back. Just give him a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Jorgen, you're back.
Wow. Wow,
Welcome
great.
back.
Yeah, suddenly the Zoom meeting shut down. I get here an error message and then, wow, I don't know what happens here. Okay. So
Okay,
then
no worries.
just wait. I go back here and share again my screen. Share screen number 2. So, and click on the button share. You are sharing. Okay. Good. So you can see and hear me and everything is good?
Yeah, everything is good.
Wow, fantastic. Wow. Good. Okay. So then we start with setting the parameters of the ABB Room Touch. ABB Room Touch is not parameterized here in the standard parameter window. We need a so-called device configuration app, which can be downloaded for free of charge from our website. So we click here on the button DCA. And okay, it looks good. So then I move a little bit here the windows, this one here to the left. What happens here with my ETS? Okay, Good, then let's start with some default settings of the room touch. Not all parameters too much. So I click here on the first page, our so-called home page. And the home page, I can define how many elements I would like to have. Only one, for example, or two, or four. Let me say, for example, I would like to have 2 vertical buttons here on the left or on the right side of elements. And then here on this list, on this view here, I have several kinds of control elements: switches, rocker switches, dimmers, sliders, value sliders, blind, split unit gateways, audio control. And then via drag and drop, I take here my elements and place it here on the left side of my page and release it. And then you will see I get here element, a so-called switch element. I can enter here user-friendly name. For example, this is in my entrance. The lights, I would like to use it as a toggle. And for example, the icons are okay, like here, or you can use the text. And I would like to have here a separate object here for the status. On the right side, I do the same. I click then here on the right side of my element and take here a rocker switch, for example, and place it here then on the right side. Rocker switch is to switch my socket outlets on and off. Then I enter here again a name, for example, sockets, but this icons does not fit. I can click here and select other icons. Like for example, you can see here a list for different kind of icons. I use here in the menu socket outlets, the value for on, I would like to have this icon, and the same here for the value off, the status, I use here maybe the similar icon, but it looks here deactivated. And the same, I would like to use here a separate status objects. One is group object to send the address for command, switch on and off. And then one is here then the status. And the buttons here for when I press on the upper side of the button, like here, you send the value 1, which means switching on. And when I press here on the down button, I send an off. So this is the first page here for my liked and here for my socket outlets. If I want, I can link here again the group addresses. So I select here on the, you see on the left side, these 2 objects, an object here to send the command and here for the status. And then I can go here to my ground floor. I have also here still created my group addresses. And then here we are linking, we are the same principle like in ETS. I can link here in this device configuration app, my group address. Like here, this is my on off to this object, and here the status to this object. So this is what I can do here inside this device configuration app. And the same here for my sockets. Right side, I link here again the group address, the command, sockets on off, and the same, the feedback, the status which is sent then here from our actuator. So, and then the next page, I would like to create our DALI control element for RGB control. I click here on the button plus, and then I get the next page. I can enter here the name, how many elements I would like to have, 1-fold, 2-fold, 4-fold. In this example, I would like to use a 1-fold. Click on the button OK, select here my page, and via drag and drop, I take here an RGB control and release. So then I can enter here again a name. What is it? These are my LEDs, for example, ceiling. So next parameter, I can enable here again the status. Then I get here the status because I have to send a command when I press short on and off. So I need again on a separate object the status. So the type of LEDs, I have here RGBW. Then I select here RGBW or only RGB, only RSV. But here I have exactly this type. Some default parameters, we keep it like it is, like the brightness and so on. So we know we don't need more parameters like here. So to control here our DALI gateway, we use the so-called 6-byte addressing. What is it? Let's go back here to my ETS presentation. So here on this slide, you can see the overview, how to link the group objects. I started now at first here with linking our group objects with addresses between our room touch, here for switching, the status, and the same for the socket outlets. That's what I have still done. So the next step, I come to the shutter, but before I would like to explain here the DALI. So for DALI, we need now a 1-bit object sent by the room touch to switch on and off when I press short, and again back the status when if the light, my DALI output of my group is on and off. So to control our color, we use the so-called 6-byte object. This is here, you see from the data point type 251600 RGBW. So we need only one group address, and in this group address, we have the information of red, green, blue, and white. And the same, again, the status. So in my example, we need minimum only 4 group addresses. Switch on and off, the status, the color, and the status here of the color. This is all. So we need only 4 group addresses. Good, then let's go back to the ETS. You see here we have the object switch. Then we need here the 1-bit object, switch on and off. Then we need another group address, 82, for the status, on and off. And for the 6-byte, we use a group address, color, LED, set RGB color. Then we take this group address and link it to the object 6-byte, you see here. And again, here we have the status object. We lose the second group address here for the status. So we need only 4 group addresses to control here our RGBW spots, not more. This is the minimum. Good, and on the next page, I would like to have, for example, my shutter control for my curtains, open or close. Then I click here on my page number 2, again, only one element. And then I go here to this control element blind. So via drag and drop, I take this one and add it here to my next page. So I can write here a user-friendly name. What is it? This, for example, my curtain on the left side of my room, absolutely flexible. So here only the user-friendly text. So we use here not a blind animation, we use here a so-called hang animation. Then you can see later then the curtain or the lamellas here in our display. And here we can only open or close the curtain, then we say without slat adjustment. That's all. And for the status, we use here again a separate object of the status. So we would like to see the position of our curtain, how many % is opened or closed. Good, then we can go here again to the group addresses. We link then our group addresses. So in my example, I need here only 3 group addresses. One group address is from the room touch to my actuator, stop, when the curtain is driving, open or close. One group address, send a position. We don't use here long or short, because with a slider, with the finger, we would like to change the position of the curtain. So then he sent a 1 byte to the position, and again here back the status. So we need then here minimum 3 group addresses. So I have created here my group addresses. One is here for move to position. This is a 1 byte. So we link it here to object move position. Then for stop, we need another group address, link it here to the object stop. And for the status, curtain left status, I link it here to the object status height. That's all. So we need here 3 group addresses. So far, we have done now the parameter settings of our room touch. So then we go to the next device. We go to our combi actuator. So select here the combi actuator. The combi actuator is a device which can be used for switching and also for controlling shutter and blinds. So 2 things you can do with this device. We have different variants depending on the number of channels and the current of our relays. Here, my example, I use the combi actuator with 8 outputs. So we can use all the default settings. So device settings, I have not to change something, manual operation. Yes, it's possible, or you can block it, such things. So I would like go here straight to our so-called channels. In our devices, we have a feature so-called template. So remember, we can have devices with up to 24 channels. And if you have the same parameter settings in all channels, it is really boring and need a lot of time to set the same parameters in all the channels. So here in our device, we can set the parameters in a template, like here for our switch actuator. You can do here the settings for the basic devices, like here for the status or for safety or for load shedding, or here the staircase lighting function for flashing. This is what you can do here in the template, which belongs to my complete device. And then we go here to our outputs, and in the outputs, we can say, use this template, or we use individual settings. Good, then let's start. We use our output A and B. You see default is charter actuator. No, we would like to use output A and B as a switch actuator. Output A is the light and the entrance, and B our socket outlets. So then we change here and say A and B is used for switching, and C and D, you see here, both outputs C and D are now compared as a pair, combined as a pair, and we can use output C and D for shutter or blind control. So then let's go back to our template. In the template, we can use, I think, all the standard parameters. And then we come to our output A. You see here, switch actuator, our output or channel A. At first here, we can enter again a user-friendly name. So what is it, for example? This is here my so-called output A is my ballroom light entrance. Ballroom light entrance. It makes sense to enter here name because later you can see the name. So when I click here, you see here on the left side, a little bit, the name. The name here, you see ballroom light entrance has changed here. It makes the commissioning easier. Output A light entrance. So then we can decide output A, would you like to use, for example, here basic settings, the apply from the template, the settings we have made here in a template, or would you like to use individual settings? When you click here on individual, then of course you have the same parameters like in a template. But we do all the settings here in our template, and then we can use and say here apply the template. And the same we use for our output B. Output B, here for example, we have in our ballroom our sockets, socket outlets. Okay. So, and the same again, we can decide here and the functions and the settings, would you use a template or individual? That's all. So then we can link here the group addresses of output A and B. I open another panel with the group addresses. So click here on my group objects. And by the way, you see here output channel A, you see here again the text. So it makes really sense to enter here to my channel A or output A useful text, because this text is then also copy and paste here to our group objects. Then you can check when you link a group address, yes, it's my correct channel or not. So then we do the same. We go here for our, what is it, floor, ground floor. Here I have then my middle group lighting. And then I link here again my group address. Here this was on off. You see again on off, yes, 2131. This is the light in the entrance. This here again is the status. We link it here to the object status or feedback. And the same here for the floor sockets is here my channel number B. You can again check the name. Yes, my group address, floor sockets, and see here the name. Yes, it's the correct one. So, and link here again the status. So far, this is for output A or channel A for switching the light and for our socket outlets. Then we come here to our output C and D. Remember C and D, we have configured it here as an output to control shutter and blinds. So we need output C and D. One is for up and the other one is for down. So, and again, we have also here a template for the shutter actuator. You can also set here then default settings in the template, and then we can define in our outputs, use this template or not. So at first we go here then to our template, and in the template, we can click here, template. You can do here some basic settings, like for example, the time for driving, the blind, move to position, yeah. And we want to set the position via a 1 byte. So we have to activate here, move to position. Remember the room touch, when we use the slider for up and down, he sent the value, go to 50%, 80%. And then we need here this button, move to position. Good, and in the status, we need here to activate the object status of height, that the actuator sent back to our room touch the position. Good, and then we can go here to our channel number C and D. You see C and D. I can enter here a user-friendly name. This is, for example, in my ballroom, my curtain left. So, and I click on enter, and then you can see again this text here is copy curtain. And this text here is copied and paste here. You see C&D ballroom curtain left. Yeah, now it's updated here. Good. Then we come to the parameter settings, shutter actuator. We can use all the default settings and the basic settings. We can use, say, okay, use the template, and also for the status, use the template. But the drive parameters, we do it individual, because here we have to enter the travel time, the time between driving up and down, and this is independent or different per output. Then it makes sense to enter this value, for example, here. And let me say, in my example, I use here, for example, travel time of 10 seconds, only for demonstrating. Yeah. No. 10 seconds. So this parameters like this travel time makes sense to enter it individual, because each motor has different travel times. Good, so far, then we can use all other parameters and we can link the group addresses. So I take now here my objects and my group addresses. So at first I need a group address to move to the position. Remember, this is send the 1 byte by the room touch. Link it here to the object. Where is it? Move to position hiked. This is the 1 byte. The second group address is to stop when he's driving. So we have to link it here to the object stop and the status, because the actuator should send back to KNX his position. Then we have to link it here to status hiked. Good, so far, these are all parameters we need. And group addresses, everything is now parameterized, downloaded, and we can come to our next device, our so-called DALI gateway DGS. The same again, I start here with default parameter settings. So in principle, we can keep all parameter settings like they are. Like for example, here, the different parameters per output. You can use here groups, individual controlled, scenes, sequencers. But in the first step, now we can keep all these standard parameters here also for the outputs, for the complete output. Let me go here again to our template. Here in the DALI gateway, it's a 64-fold device. We can use also the templates. So I click here and can make here the settings for all my group and ballast. And later in the group or in the ballast, I can say I would like to use individual settings or again here then the templates. So at first click here on the button template and the status, because we need again the status of the switch and the brightness. This is what we need. And for RGB color control, we have to change here the parameter. And here we need the information or the settings. It's RGB, color, and the brightness comes here with our RGB. So we have no separate objects. If you say here the standard parameter, color and brightness, then we have a separate object for white, but we use it here inside our 6-byte object. Good, transition time, for example, we can make it here shorter, 3 seconds. And the same here for the dimming, we use here nearly 3 seconds. And then, remember, we control our DALI output via the 6-byte. So we need not a 1 byte or a 4-bit for dimming darker, brighter. We use the 6-byte. So here we have to activate the 6-byte and the same here for the status. So this is all what we need here in our template for RGB control. 6-byte command, 6-byte status. No, and then we can go to our group number 1. Our group number 1 are my 2 LED spots. I can enter here again a user-friendly name. Like these are my LEDs on the ceiling. I would like to use here RGB color control, and everything else I use here then for my template. That's all. You see my status, I use the settings in the template. RGB control, I use the template. That's in principle all. So then we can link the group addresses. So you will see here, I have my group number 1, the group address here for status. For switching on and off. So then I need a group address from here for my LED switch on and off. This is when I press short on my room touch. Again, then the status that my group number 1 is on off. And the color red, green, blue, white comes in one group address a so-called 6-byte. You see here 6-byte object, and link it here then to the button value 6-byte. And again, he sent back then the status combined 6-byte. So these are the four group addresses we need for our output group number 1 to switch on and off the status, the 6-byte value, including all the colors, red, green, blue, white, and the status. So far, that's all, and make a download. But I have prepared now the exercise. Everything here is downloaded. And yeah, then we can start with commissioning. Next step, download is done. I share now the camera with you. Just a second. So here you can see the camera. Just let me check here. This is me. You see, everything is okay. Everything works. I go now here to 100%. So before we start and test something, we can go here to the DALI gateway. The DALI gateway is here. The DALI gateway, you can press this manual button, and now you can see the green LED flashes. We are in the manual mode, and now when we press short, the DALI gateway sends a broadcast command, and all ballast must switch on. You see, they are listening, all on or all off. This is the first step. Before you start here with doing something, test if the wiring is okay. Everything is fine, and then we can test. So, but the next step is DALI gateway. The DALI gateway is doing the addressing by using our separate tool. We have a tool, so-called ABB iBus tool. And with this tool, we make a point-to-point connection, and we trigger the DALI addressing, and we assign here our ballast into the groups. Because the ballast have no address, then we need a tool to configure our DALI devices, like here the ABB iBus tool. Only a short introduction. You will see it's not difficult. You can download it free of charge from our website. We have here the overview. You see at the moment, no device is here visible, detected. Yeah. So we have at first to trigger the so-called DALI addressing. Now we press here on the right side. Do not believe this message 5 minutes. Yeah, the DALI gateway sends now a command to all here our ballast and detects, oh, there are new ballast, and gives automatically addresses to our ballast. So between 1 and 64, this starts from the address number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maximum 64, and by random without gaps. So then you can see here 2 devices appears here. This is my ballast number 1. You see, for example, this is my, just let me move here a little bit, my screen. So you can see here, this is my ballast number 1. This is this one here. And when I click here on the ballast number 2, this is my left spot, my left driver. You see, I have here 2 drivers. One gets here the address number 1, he's number 2. But we would like to control our devices in a group. Yeah? And then we have to create here a group. So for example, here on the right side, you have the button group. And by the way, you can see here, this is the name LED ceilings. Yeah? The iBus tool shows also the name of our group. So we have the button plus here, and click here on plus. These 2 drivers are now added here to my group number 2. So now when I click again here on my group number 1, you see both spots goes on and shows here the state. No, come on. No. Yeah, you see both spots are on. So you can have 1 device in a group, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 20 spots or drivers in one group. And all these drivers are controlled with the same command, so-called group command. So now everything here is done. At the end, when we have created here all our groups, we can so-called trigger the device monitoring. It means trigger device monitoring. The gateway now checks, oh, there are 2 drivers. I have to monitor these 2 drivers. So later when we have a ballast fault, the gateway can detect this. And by the way, you see here, move a little bit, you see here an eye. It means this device here is monitored. Now when I disconnect, for example, here my driver, I go here to the cable and disconnect one driver. And then you will see after some seconds, here the iBus tool shows a ballast fault and send, of course, this information here to KNX. So you can see here lamp fault, ballast fault, and all that things. Good. So far, everything is good here in our ABB iBus tool. And then we can go back and test here my project. Let's close here and switch off all the lights. Just a second. And close the IBUS tool. Okay. Go here now to my board. So move a little bit the window. So I can here press on this button. You see short on off is my output A. You see the icon for off, the icon for on. You see the status on the actuator. And here is my output A, my light and the entrance. And the same here, this is for my socket. You see the sockets are off, the icon, sockets are on. Yeah, or here, next page, my curtain. I can send here a value. You see via a slider, I send here value, go to 80%. And when he reached the 80%, you see here, this is the status of the height. Yeah, here now at the moment he closed the curtain, then he sent back the status. Or when I open the curtain via my finger, I can swipe. You see curtain opens, and when he reach then the end position, you see here my curtains are opened or they are completely closed. Good, to operate here DALI, I can click here on my DALI LED scenes. Short, light goes on. You see both spots here at the moment are on because this here is my group number 1. When I click here on the 3 dots, I can mix here different color. For example, I can go here to blue, yeah, or here, for example, what is it? Here to green with the finger. This is what the end user can do. Mix the color. Or with the next button, he can dim here the brightness. You see, when I take here the slider, when I go down, it's getting here darker. Or go here again to, for example, to, what is it? Purple. The same again, take here my finger, I can dim here to 100%. So this is done via the 6-byte object. In the 6-byte object, we have the information red, green, blue, white, including our brightness. And you see here 100%, you see here the 10% steps. When I dim here darker, for example, here about 50, 60%, and then when we go back here to our main page, you see here 60% of brightness. In short, remember this is the 1-bit information, go off, and then the DALI gateway sends back the status, I'm off. Good, so far a short introduction, how to use lighting control, shutter, blind control, DALI, visualization, with the ETS6 live and in real. You see everything has worked. Please apologize for my short technical issue I had here. So far, I think time is running. I would like to come to my final slides. This is the IBUS tool. You can find all information about our ABB IBUS KNX devices and the solutions on our website, abb.com/KNX. We have the ETS applications, our device configuration apps, the brochures, the solution, the engineering guides, and a lot of things more for you. Also for support, we have FAQ, engineering database, and so on. For training and qualification, we have a special database with a lot of content, with webinar recordings, presentation slides, videos, online sessions. Everything here is available. Go to abb.com/KNX, training qualification database. And the videos are also available on our YouTube channels. You have not to register. Everything is free of charge. Please go there and watch the videos or download the presentation, like, for example, DALI, RGBW, and all the other things. Good. For our local contact, please contact my colleague, Mr. Jeffrey Lim. He is based in Singapore. He's responsible for the Regional Competence Center, RCC. He is happy to help you if you have questions, technical issues, you would like to know something about training or sales, everything else, please contact Jeffrey. So I'm at the end of my presentation and my practical demonstration. Thank you for participating and listening. Goodbye and enjoy the other presentations at the KNX ETS6 Roadshow 2025 in Southeast Asia. And I hand back now to LQ. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jürgen, for the informative demonstration. I really enjoyed that. To be honest, I personally enjoyed that a lot. Yeah. So I hope all of this here are also following through. And now, like what Mr. Jürgen said, the time is running. So I will need to re-welcome Mr. Vincent. So if any of you have any questions for Mr. Yugen, again, feel free to drop all your relevant questions. I will be consolidating those, or Mr. Yugen might be able to also respond from the chat box itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, join me in welcoming Mr. Vincent, who will be introducing us to the latest offerings from GC. And I think Mr. Vincent will also walk us through a demo on a parameter configuration, showing how GC products integrate seamlessly with ETS6 and how it actually elevates your KNX automation experience. So over to you, Vincent.
Thank you, LQ.
Right.
So everyone can see my screen right now? Yes.
Yep.
So actually, Green Control do have various of product. So today I would like to talk about the most common product, which is a push button and also the switching actuator. So let us go through push button. So basically, push button, I would like to say it is the input, and we have a few model which is referred to 1-fold, 2-fold, 3-fold, and also 4-fold. There's a features over here for our push button. There's the color of the indication you can be programmed by yourself. So it's user defined. So there's 3 color over here. It's red, green, and also the blue. The function for this push button is to use for switching, relative dimming, value force output, scene control, and also shutter control and others. So here are the example of connection. So this is the push button. It requires the output actuator in order to perform the controlling. So for example, now it's a switching actuator over here. For example, you can turn on or off the lighting or others application related to the on-off. And also we have a dimmer actuator over here, which can be performed the brightness changes and the relative dim. And there's another device over here called shutter actuator, which is used to control the shutter or the blind. So basically today we're going to focus on the push button and the switching actuator. So for switching actuator, we have 3 model here. We have a 4-channel, 8-channel, and also 12-channel. The actuator is the output contact is dry contact, which is referred to 16 amp, 230 watt, or 16 amp, 24 watt relative load. It has a built-in mechanical bypass button which can be switched on or off manually. If you are facing something like shutdown of the power of the emergency, you can just switch on or off. On this particular hole, there's a built-in mechanical button over here. And the contact is performing close or open. And there's a special function called like time, preset, logic, scene, threshold, and others function as well. So for our product more information, you can refer to www.greencontroltech.com. Next, I will going to show there's a short demo for this push button and the switching actuator. So here we go. This is our push button, and you can configure as 1 rocker, 2 rocker, 3 rocker, and 4 rocker, which is referred to the 1 to 4 fold, and the button can be configured into independently or link button. And this is the features that just now I mentioned. There's a brightness of the LED. So the LED, you can be configure the brightness as well over here. And go to the button, there's a various of the function. There's a switching, dimming, value for scene control, and others. So it can be configured as a toggle on off. And also if you want to perform a long operation, you can configure here as well. So these are the LED part. So you can control the light when it off, it show red, or here is green when it's on. The three color for each button is programmable, which is user defined. The user can program by itself. And this device actually comes with the internal sensor, the temperature sensor as well. There's a logic function over here, as you can see. There are various of logic function. There's AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate, XOR gate, threshold, and forward converter over here. And lastly, there's a group, what we call it a group event setting, which is related to the scene function over here. So you can preset for the value over here to trigger the scene. So let us go to the switching actuator. This is the switching actuator, so you can do the general configuration over here. If the operation delay after the recovery bus voltage, which is here, refer to the second. So 1 is the minimum, 250 is the maximum. And you can, configure as a cyclic also. So this is one of the channel. Here, actually, we are referring to 4 channels. So this is one of the channel here, switching actuator. So you can select it, configure by yourself. If you want it, if the bus voltage recover contact is unchanged or open, close as based on your own define over here. And there's a few special function over here that you can activate it. And these are the special function like time, preset, logic, scene, threshold, safety, and force also. So referring to time, we have a delay switching, flexing switch, staircase lighting. So here are the delay time that you can set for it. So for the preset is like you preset some of the value when it's triggering on or off over here. Then the logic function. So you can select the gate of the logic function as well over here. And also the scene control, which is similar to the push button just now. And also the threshold function that you can set the value and also trigger it the position of the actuator when detect the threshold value by referring your configurations over here. And also the safety wise, there's a safety parity over here so that you can set your switching actuator actually on or off when it receives a specific signal. And lastly, which is a force function over here that you can set for on or close also. So that's a basic configuration over here. If you guys have any further question that you can refer to our website, and also you can contact us for more inquiry. So you may drop, if you have any question, please drop it down. That's all from my side. LQ. Miss LQ.